Cliff Barron from Remax here with my weekly update for July 12th to the 18th for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams. Before I get there, I'm going to do a little tip. There's not much of a tip this week, but something. I was off showing houses on the weekend in Niagara on the lake, believe it or not. And some of them were beautiful. A lot of them were beautiful. But some of them were dirty, and it's kind of weird. These days, you'd think that that's the first thing you'd have to do when you sell your house is clean it. It's the cheapest thing you could possibly do. Clean your house, make sure it's presentable for the showing. Even if you don't have a ton of upgrades, but you have a clean house, people look at it and they go, wow, clean house, that means they've really taken care of this house, and there's a lot of pride. So you can have your house looking like a complete dump, but when you go to sell, make sure it sparkles and it's spotless, and people will look past because they don't see what was there in the past. But anyway, so that's my tip: clean, clean, clean. And what I do is I say clean it yourself, and then I hired cleaners to come in to clean it again, because you can't beat it. If it's spotless, you'll do better. Anyways, okay, off to the sales for Milton. July 12th to the 18th. Something interesting happened this past week. This is the first week since the pandemic hit that we've actually surpassed last year's sales. In 2020, we did 48 sales last week, and in 2019, we did 44. So we're actually up, finally. That's because 2019, traditionally, that was a traditional market. And July, August, there's slower months, whereas now they're not slower months. They're steady. We're seeing more of a supply on the market, whereas up until now we were seeing lower supply. That's why the numbers were lower, prices were going up. So now we're seeing more supply on the market. Let's see. As far as sales go, we had 48 sales. 21 of those were detached, average over $1 million, $1,055,000, and 11 days on the market, average to sell. 6 semis sold, 831 average, 8 days on the market, and 21 townhouses sold. Always lots of townhouses in Milton. Average 725 and 7 days on the market. They're flying. They're just absolutely flying out the door. And then condos, we increased as well. 2020 we did 8 sales. Last year, in the same period, 2019, we did 4. So we're up again on volume of sales. Price-wise, $545 on average and 10 days on the market. So that gives you some information for Milton. And then we move on to Georgetown and Glen Williams, because I always include the two. Another thing too, Georgetown has done well too. We finally beaten last year in Georgetown as well. So it just shows throughout the whole market, the things are steady, that's for sure. 23 sales in 2020 as opposed to 14 sales at the same period last year. So we've gone up over the last year. Volume-wise, price-wise, we're up maybe a touch, a little bit. Out of that, there was 20 detached sold. $1,072,000 was the average. We had some bigger sales. 18 days on the market, so they're moving pretty good for that size of a property. 1 semi sold for $750 in 2 days. That was pretty quick. And then 2 towns sold $686 on average. 33 days on the market. That's a little skewed because one of them took over 60 days, basically saying they were overpriced. There's no other way to go around it. It was either overpriced or very difficult to get in to see, and there could have been tenants that don't want people coming in to look at the house while it's for sale. There's all sorts of reasons, but that skewed the numbers on the days on the market, because usually a townhouse in Georgetown will sell within 7 days, 8 days. Okay, so that's my update for July 12th to the 18th, and any questions, let me know. Always around. Cliff Barron from Remax, and send me a DM, PM, text, or an old-fashioned phone call. Take care. See ya.